Hello, this is the Green Corn Rebellion Show. I'm Gregory Hardin II. Today I am here with Summer Wesley, who is running for State House in Oklahoma's 100th District out in far western Oklahoma County. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Really good. So, first question, where are you from and where did you grow up at?
I am originally from Southeast Oklahoma, very rural, Pushmataha County. There's not a town. People always ask me what town. I'm about 10 miles from the closest town. But I did go to school at Rattan, if you've ever heard of that. It's tiny. But I moved to the metro in 2010 to attend law school. I had lived here briefly for part of undergrad in like 98, uh, a long time ago. But yeah, I've been up here since 2010 this time. So,
All right, cool. So, what made you want to run for state representative?
well, I do a lot of community advocacy work, and I've had people telling me I need to run for a long time, just because I'm always, advocating for policies anyway, and I am law trained, so I understand policies, how their formulation actually works practically when applied, which is a problem that I know, that we've had in some cases, with unintended consequences coming out of legislation. And then finally, my elders just kind of finally pushed me. I'm like, okay, it's time. You've run out of excuses. It's time to do this. And I happen to live in a district that didn't have previously. I lived in Emily Burden's district, who I was very happy with. I went to law school with her. I do know her. So, but once I moved to a new district, it's like, you know what? I think there's opportunity for improvement here. So I think it's time.
All right. Your bio on your website says you've been involved with social work and community advocacy. What about that do you think has prepared you to be able to become a state representative?
Well, I think for one, I spend a lot of time in a vast array of communities, right? So I have contact with people from all different social spectra, race, ethnicity, nationality. So I have a good, well-rounded feel for what people need and what they're concerned about. And also with social work, you learn to listen and to really understand and hear not only what people are saying, but to learn where that's coming from. Because what the issues and those catchphrases that we hear all the time don't tell us a full picture of what people are actually concerned about. And that's what we need to actually be addressing. And so I just feel like those skills really will be beneficial in the Capitol.
All right. So you're a citizen of the Choctaw Nation, and the Choctaw Nation is one of the three tribes who were suing Kevin Stitt, the governor, over the gaming compacts issue. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously the gaming compact says what it says. I think anyone who can understand complex sentences understands what that subsection means. We have the historical documentation about the auto renewal, which is quite extensive. The auto renewal was actually something that was wanted by the state because it was a way to try to make sure that the nations could not reduce that percentage for the exclusivity fee. So there is quite a bit of documentation that was intended to auto renew. And honestly, I have a suspicion that the governor is aware of that. But I think he's hoping that taking it to court, that allowing it to go to court would in some way be able to invalidate so that he can move in whatever direction he's trying to take this.
All right. So our schools, they're still massively underfunded, and we're probably gonna have another budget shortfall soon. Um, so what are some sources of revenue that you think we should pursue?
Um, I think before I can have a full answer to that, I'm going to have to actually run some numbers. But the obvious one is, we've got to reevaluate our approach with, of course, oil and gas, and not having them pay their fair share. But as far as the smaller areas, I would have to look at actual hard numbers to have a solid answer on that. But we do need to be exploring those things. Because this is definitely not sustainable what we have happening right now.
All right. So let's see here. Okay. So, are you open to reevaluating the current income tax brackets?
Um, Reevaluating them in what way specifically?
So currently, right now, they're like flat. So I think
Right.
it's like 5% across the board. So like even like rich people are paying 5%, and then the poorest of people in our state are paying 5%. So like, yeah.
So doing like the graduated percentage.
Hmm.
I would be open to that, absolutely. We currently, in a lot of ways, place a very heavy burden on our most vulnerable populations, and
Hmm.
that's simply not acceptable. Um, Really, I think human decency demands otherwise,
Yeah.
and we really need to reevaluate ways to remedy that quickly.
All right. How do you feel about marijuana legalization?
Um, I think we made good steps forward with medicinal. Um, I I would prefer personally that we just decriminalize entirely. However, I do understand the vast appeal of regulation so that it can be taxed as income revenue. I am conflicted on that a bit with myself because I do understand, the state needs money, but at the same time, I think it's a little silly. But it should definitely not be regulated more than, say, alcohol or tobacco. But
Hmm.
moving there, we're taking baby steps.
On your website, it talks about how you want to give more people health care. So I assume that you support the Medicaid expansion state question that's going to be on the ballot this year, state question 802.
I At the moment, I'm drawing a blank on the specific wording of that state question,
Mm-hmm.
but so I will need to reread that. But I do support that as a first step to starting to provide more accessibility to healthcare. It's obviously not anywhere near where we need to be. There's still going to be a very large number of people not able to access healthcare, but it's a good start.
Mm-hmm. Do you support investment in green energy here in Oklahoma?
I I'm not sure how anybody wouldn't support that. Aside, of course, there's environmental impact that's very urgently needed right now, but there's also, when we're talking about revenue streams and economic um, issues as well, there's a lot of potential there. And I think it's a failure for us to just ignore that as well.
All right. Do you support a $15 minimum wage?
Um, I do support increasing the minimum wage. I don't remember what the actual, I think right now they say standard of living in Oklahoma, it needs to be at least 14 something, right? To be
Yeah.
considered a living wage. Yeah. So we definitely need to be moving in that direction. Because, up until recently, I spent a lot of time as a caseworker for the state working with families who were, some some of my clients are working 2 and 3 jobs and still qualify for food stamps.
Yeah.
You know, that when you're working that many hours, you should not be needing food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not paying people to live.
Yeah. Okay, so last question. Who are your favorite music artists?
uh, I think I'm really dating myself here. My favorite of all time is Tupac. And I'll always be a Tupac girl. And I don't currently I don't know that are recording and releasing right now. I don't know because I feel like this is where I'm going to sound really old. I feel like a lot of it sounds the same now, and so I'm just like, well, depends on the day. It doesn't feel the same as when I was young and they were really, innovating.
That makes sense. Most of my favorite music artists are older as well, so I kind of understand you on that one. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. Where can we find you on social media, and what is your campaign website?
You can find the campaign at the website is summer4, and that's spelled out FORHD100.com. The socials are linked there as well as a donation link. But I am at Summer for HD100 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
All right, cool. Thank you for coming on. Good luck to you on the campaign trail.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.